everybody. It's Brooke. I hope you're having a great day. All is well here in the state of Maine. It's a Sunday afternoon and the weather's been insane, of course. Um, but you know what? July is almost here. So I'm going to go ahead and I only bound in June in my summer journal. This is an altered composition book, soft spine. It's got some of the original composition book pages and then some digitals and other things in it. So I just took it apart and rebound it. There is a playlist on how I made not this journal, but one just like it. And I'll link that down below if you're interested in making your own altered composition book. They're great because they can hold a lot of stuff. This one, I made the spine a little more narrow. I don't know why really, but it's working fine. So there's that. And I thought it was time to go ahead and add July in. So let's set her aside. I pulled out some papers. I also came across this bucket of buttons. They're like plastic buttons, big and little and all different colors. And I thought, oh, let's use up some of those. I like the colors. Works for me. And I had put these beads on my binding strings, or not my binding strings, my tie. So I don't know that I want to do a tassel. So let's shake it up and bind it on with some buttons. We haven't done that in a while. Okay, so I have graph paper. I will say this is not the original graph paper that came out of this composition book. I'm not crazy about the paper that was in there. I'm having some trouble with my glue sticking, and I thought, well, or not sticking rather. I thought maybe it was all the paints and everything I was using, but I've never had that problem before, and I've always used a ton of paints and things. So I tried it just on one of the blank pieces, and can glue just go bad? Like all my glue sticks all of a sudden don't stick? I don't know. But at any rate, so I found some grid composition notebook paper, and I'm going to use that instead. I'm hoping these grid notebooks come out at Staples soon. Usually around back to school they will. So I will stock up on them because I do prefer grid paper. Lined is okay if that's all you can get, but this is my fave. So I've got that. I'm working on a new digital, so I've got some of my test prints from that. I've said it before, when you're making a new kit, man, do you end up with a lot of extra prints. So it seemed like this would be a great time to use up some of these guys. Oh, I love this page. Love it. So orange. And that's the back of that one. And then we've got that one. So I love all those, and we'll probably use a couple of those. And then I just pulled some rando pieces. I want the popcorn bag to be on the 4th of July because, I don't know, it's red and white. That's festive. And because it is actually a bag, I could make like a little folder or a mini journal or something to document all the fun I just know we're going to have. Do we have plans? No, not yet. But I just feel it in my bones. We're going to do something fabulous. So that was why I pulled that guy out of my stash. Here is a jelly print I did on deli paper. I probably won't count this as a page. This might just go in for funsies because it's pretty and it makes a nice noise. I used acrylic paint, I think, on this, but with the deli paper, because one side is waxed, it's really hard to stick anything or write on it. So I might just use that for decoration and not count it. I have a piece of blue dyed paper, which I think is beautiful. Look at all the little lines and speckles. Can you guys see that? Oh, love it. And then I have a neon page in orange, of course. Oh, and I found this. This was actually laying on the floor. I don't know why, but it's a, I don't know what size, 8x8. Yeah, it's an 8x8 page protector. That I think I got these a really long time ago at Michael's on clearance or something. For a 2-hole binder or a post bound. But I just thought we could fold it and use that somehow. Again, for whatever fabulous adventures we're having on the 4th of July. I'm putting a lot in that, aren't I? Oh, it's going to be sad if nothing happens. If we just have our own little barbecue here, how much documenting can you do, right? Oh, that doesn't want to fold at all. Come on, you. I'm trying to fold it like right on the center uh, seam. I bet when I was pulling out sheet protectors to make my shaker cover, it fell out. I bet that's why it was on the floor. Okay, so that'll be another page. So I do 1 month per signature. I've got June in there. I need to do July. I only do a 1-page spread, so if you fold your paper like this, I do can't talk until I get this folded. I do 1 page here, or 1 day here, 1 day here, 1 day here, and 1 day there. Okay, so July has 31 days, so that's actually going to be 32. And divide 32 by 4, because you get 4 pages on each piece of paper. So that is going to be 8, 16. It's going to be 8 pages. How is that math? Did you get that? Play it back slower. It'll come to you. It sounded perfectly legitimate to me. So first of all, I do want to do some the graph paper. I do enjoy that because that's where I do drawing and doodling, and I don't know, it's just fun. I'm trying to find the center of this where I pulled it out of the book. There we go. Now I glue 2 pages together for each page just to add some strength and stability, and I use a lot of wet media in my journal. So I find that having 2 pages glued together really helps me out. So how many should we put in? I think I'll put in 4 pages, which is actually going to be 8 of these. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. I'm double checking because it's really humid today. And they feel a little sticky. Okay, so we have a few left. Okay, so that's 4 pages and we need 8. This will be 5. What do we have for fun? Oh no. How are we going to decide? However, will we decide? Pondering. I like those together. That's not too bad. Or do we want it? I'm trying to think. I want to use my bag upright like this instead of fold. You could just fold it in half and sew it in the signature that way. But I want to use it this way, standing up. So I'm going to be able to extend it on both sides. And I'm thinking maybe I'll use this. I bet if we use that, we could figure out something. That's why I was folding this. I was thinking of using it as an extension. Let's make sure before we do anything with this. Yeah, always check where your openings are on your photo pages because, well, it's sad if you sew it in and the openings are upside down. Ask me how I know. Okay, so there's that. So that's going to be 1 page. We'll call that 1 page. 1, 2. And so we only get 1 more. We'll put this in for fun because it doesn't count. Now, if you're just making a regular journal or if you journal differently, you can have certainly more than 8 pages in yours. You can have all the pages you want. But this is just how I journal in my creative daily journal. Oh, I think I'm going to have to use the orange one. However, we have that one that's orange. Man. That one's blue. But the crazy flowers. Where are the crazy buttons? Oh, and it's got crazy little pom-poms on sticks. All right, let's go ahead and use that one. We don't have all day here, do we? Those aside, you'll be hearing more about that kit eventually. So what we could do is, I've already trimmed this down. My printer is still not printing all the way to the edge. You got me. Procreate says it's HP, and HP says it's, or not HP, Epson. Epson says it's Procreate, so there you go. We could actually, if we wanted to extend a page out, let's do that. That might be fun. So we'll grab another one of these. Maybe this one, and we will extend a page out just for fun. Let's start with that. So how wide is our composition book? Still dealing with having moved everything around. I love how I moved everything, but I look around aimlessly going, where is that? So it's about 7.5. So if we take this, line it up on our grid, 1, 2, oh, you can't see me, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. So I'm going to make it a little shorter than that. Right about here. And let's see, we can fold this one in half. Just straight up in half. I had a plan going into this when I started talking about it, and now it seems to be gone. Now my plan is gone. Okay. I was thinking we could. All right, let's make a pocket. So on this one, we're going to grab our thumb punch. Oh, and because we had to move it, we'll just have a quick sip of our Diet Coke. Grab our circle punch, eyeball the middle-ish. Cool. I'll just use a little bit of my Distress ink to make that stand out a little. Just using what's left on the sponge. Then I'm thinking what I'm going to do. I like the patterns together because it's crazy. And I am going to, I think I'm almost going to glue that to the fold. Can you guys see where the fold is? So it's right there. Let's grab our glitter glue. Hopefully this won't be giving me trouble. I will. Yeah, I'm going to put a line right here. And then I'll put, how far in are we going? To about there. So I'm going to do from here on both edges. Try to get right up there to the edge. Shaky hands. I just, go with it. And then we've got that. We'll line it up. Try to get it straight. Sorry if I just stuck my head under the camera. I've already pressed it down, so now it's going to be a trim job. Oh, maybe I got it to move a little bit, but that's okay. We can trim it. So I like how that looks on the other side. We've got this. Oh, but you know what? That was silly, wasn't it? That's going to be too hard to stick stuff in unless we make this page shorter. So we're going to have this little short, tiny page on one side, and then we're going to have a page that never stops going on the other side. That's cool. So that will be, that's where I'll sew it into the book. So this page is going to be little, but when we get to it, if we have more, or if I have more that I want to journal about or want to do something, I can extend it from this edge. It's really not a big deal. So then, what did we say? 7.5. I'm down where you can't see again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. So I'm going to fold it right about there. And I'm refolding it, and that'll be just fine. Did I do wrong math? I think I did wrong math, you guys. I think I'm being cray-cray. Let's get this out and see. So I said I was going to fold it there. Wasn't too bad. A little off. So I was just using the original composition pages to get me back on the straight and narrow. And this way, we got to use 2 of those kit pages. Hurrah! So then if it gets bound in like that, This will be, that works, right? So we have a flip out when we get to that page. It'll sit like that. I was just thinking on the measurements. So when we get to this page, it'll flip out like this. We'll have this big deep pocket here, and then we'll have all of this for journaling or other stuff. Cool. It worked in my head. I thought it worked, but you know, sometimes you're just not sure. So I'm trying to smooth out that crease that I put in it first, but that'll be fine. And then that's where we're going to sew that in. I think I'll grab a paper clip just to remind me that this should not be flapping around. Awesome. And we're not sticking out. Why do I keep feeling like we're sticking out? Well, because we are a little. Why is this? It's just a little too wide. Now, were I sending this out as a purchase journal, I would reprint these pages and do this again because of the fold lines. It's mine, and so it's not going to bother me. You can hardly even tell anyway. Okay. That should do it, right? Sorry, guys. I'm folding impaired. There you go. Yes, that one works. So we have that. And we have those guys. Put the lid back on our glue. Not the lid, the pin. There we go. And we have this guy. That is that too tall? It is. No, I'm just going to take off a little on the top and bottom. We'll just give it a tear. When you're tearing with your Tim Holtz ruler, put the clear edge that's angled, not the metal edge. Use that to tear with. It'll tear better for you. Of course, I'm the worst tearer in the world, so, you know, maybe don't take advice from me. It's up to you. Live on the edge. What the heck? See? But because it's deli paper and it's just decoration, that's just fine. This is some old jelly printing. One of the ones that escaped the sale. And I'm glad, because the colors make me happy. Kind of slippery. Let's try it this way. That will make it much easier. Oh, stop that. Wow, at this point, we could have gotten out the cutter and made some kind of fancy cuts on it. That'll work. Okay. Let's put that there. That one's done. This one is just going to be its own little self. I do like, I mean, obviously these pages are going to be shorter than my composition book pages, but that's just fine with me. I don't mind that at all. I like the change in height and everything. And in using the kit pages, I like it because, like on this side, that's already done. If I didn't have much going on this day, great. I can just write something. It doesn't need much decoration. It just is ready to go. And that's a fun alternative to the plain white composition books, because some days you don't feel like arting. I know that's just crazy talk, but you know, it's true. So let's just use this again. See if I can get my folding together here. Okay, our bag is a little too tall. Should I go crazy and cut it at the bottom? I didn't think this through either, so you guys be patient. Be patient with me. Do I want to? Because I really like this ruffled kind of top, you know, where it's like serrated. I could go get like the saran wrap box or something and get that kind of tear, but I don't really feel like it. I'm a lazy crafter. Okay. And I'm going to do it freehand. What? So I'm going to go right across here and take off about that much. Hopefully the whole bag doesn't fall apart right here in front of us. Okay, so on one side, I want this guy. And it can go right in there. There's a gusset in the bag. So you can have lots of popcorn. Lots and lots of popcorn. And I want the bag to go in there, or the film sleeve, the photo sleeve, good grief, to go in there. But can you guys see that the dotted part where they sealed it is on the outside of the bag? Because that's where it's going to want to fold. And that's going to need sewing, but I'm just going to, well, first I'm going to check. Oh, look, I almost did it. After I said that to you, I almost put it in upside down. That would have taught me, wouldn't it? That'll learn me. So I'm just going to glue it to kind of hold it there until we can get it to the sewing machine. I don't know how well the glue will hold, but hopefully enough to hold it until we get there. Oh, and then I moved it. Darn it. And that's fun because once again, we could use one of these pockets to make a shaker, which is always, I'm always up for that. In my book, it's always time for a shaker. Okay. I would not put this in my journal without sewing it. I don't trust this glue at all. I don't trust any glue really with acetate, and this one's pretty heavy. So hopefully it'll just be happy till I can sew it. Where's my pin? Even that giant pin. Here it is. Okay, so there's that. You guys, did I do it upside down? No, I didn't. Whoop. Boy, I'm very gullible today, aren't I? Trying to get this pin back in here without stabbing myself. Okay, so that's one side. So what I'm thinking about that is this will fold. So we could just, nifty, we could just stitch this in like that. And this would be one page, and this would be another page. And it would fold out or not, depending. So let's go ahead and I want to paper clip this one again, again and also. And then we can take our beautiful dyed paper. Do we want to do it that way, or do we want to do it this way? What the heck? Yeah. I'm not going to put it all the way in like that. We don't need that much of a connection between paper and bag. I'm so not with it. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't make any videos all weekend, and look, my brain fell out. So go ahead and put some glue down there. Let me go ahead and glue our bottom back down so that when we put fabulous goodies in there, they won't just fall out. That would be sad. Okay. And then just lining that up at the bottom. Trying to get it remotely straight. There we go. So it's maybe 1/4 of an inch of overlap between the paper and the bag. See, not sticking, not sticking. Maybe all my glue just hates me. That'd be depressing, wouldn't it? Now, if I glued this down further, if I had made this excess be down here, we could have a tiny little tuck pocket at the bottom, but I didn't, so we're not. But just in case you're doing it, there you go. There's an idea for you. And we can go ahead and glue this. Ooh, whoa. we've got lots of glue. Let me just grab a wipey. I'm going to have to let both of those dry a little bit before I run them through the machine. Don't ever want to run wet glue through your sewing machine. It will not end well. So do I want to sew that? Do I want to washi tape it? Jury's out. Not quite sure yet. So if that's like that, we're going to sew right there. Then we have, I think I'm down too low again. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. So then we can fold this right about here, just short of, shy of, spit it out, Brooke, just shy of 7.5. Yeah, my measuring skills are not what they could be. They're funny. And I'm lining up the bottoms to try to get a straight fold. Go ahead and do that. Well, it's settled. I'm going to have to go out and look for July adventures to fill up the journal. Mark, put on your hiking boots. We're going out. And then we have this extra piece, which I think for now I'm just going to fold like this. And when we get to this day, we can decide what we want to do with it. It could be all kinds of things. Okay, so there's that. And then we just need to trim off the excess. Okay, guys, when I move my stuff, where did I put my straight edges? Oh, boy. No idea. Not cool. Okay, so ouch. Let's find our Tim Holtz ruler. We have it out. So there's that. And I wonder what I did with those quilting rulers. That's like 3 of them. How far could they have gone? The problem with cleaning up your craft room. Okay, so let's just go ahead and trim that bit off. Oh, I got a little bit of the top of the popcorn bag and little white pieces of paper going everywhere. So that's kind of cool, right? So we can do, this is the 4th of July. I don't know how I want to do it. If we do this is the 4th of July, and we bind it in like that, not sure. I kind of like this. I don't know. Let's just start putting the pages together and we'll figure it out. I've gotten too clever for my britches. Now I've confused myself. Do you ever do that? Oh, this is a great idea. Till you can't remember what the heck you were doing. Get in there. All right, so we have our interesting pages and we have our composition pages. I think I want, actually, you know what? I might do this as our intro page because it's pretty. And I bet I could stick our July sticker on there. So that's fun. And then I believe I will not count that as anything. So this will be the first. Let's redo this. That'll be the first. And I do try to stagger my smaller pages kind of at different heights. No reason, just to be that way. Here is one page. Now comes the counting part. Okay. Oops. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be the 4th, huh? So that's not going to work for me. I'm going to take this page out, and we'll have 1, 2. Then let's put in our crazy long page. And if we put that there, oh, let's make sure we have 2 pages to glue together on our graph paper. We do. So let's see, 1, 2. That will be the third. Excuse me. With its little flappy bit, which can go on either side. And then that will be the fourth. And our pictures will be somewhere else. Cool. I think I like that. That's the fourth. And we have our flip that could actually go on that side if we want it to. That's plenty of places for journaling and photos, plus the inside of the bag we could make a big old tag for. Yes, indeed. I like that. So that's the fourth, the fifth. I don't think I care about any of the other dates. Fifth. No, 5. Let's see. Can we count that high? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4. 5. Do we want our other big crazy page in the middle? I am very indecisive today. 6. And let's see. So that'll be 7 and 8. So we'll have this little page. And that's very easy to add something to if we need it. And then we have this big long page that we paper clipped because it's out of control. But that's super fun because we've got room to do all kinds of stuff there. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I'm going to go and stitch this, and I'll be right back. Sit tight.